Well, hello Rockhounds, Lapidary lovers, Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. And what am I doing today over here at the tumbling station? Well, today we're going to have a look inside this small tumbler, this small 3-pound one over here. This should not be too long a video because there's exactly one rock in this tumbler along with a lot of media. So you're probably wondering to yourself, Mike, have you lost your mind? I'll show you what's going on with this tumbler and this one rock, and I'll explain why I'm doing it this way. And hopefully this rock is beautiful now because this has been in polish for quite a while, and I think it is probably ready. So let me get started on this. We will have a look at what's going on in this tumbler drum. Okay, so you may be wondering to yourself, why did I use a whole tumbler drum for just one rock? Well, it's a pretty special rock in a couple of different ways. It's very soft, for one thing, and it's very big for another. And the one rock takes up most of the volume of the inside of this drum. There it is right there. So I didn't want other rocks banging into it and possibly damaging it because it's soft. And I wanted to fill the rest of the volume of tumbler with media and make a really thick slurry for it. And I've done this for every stage of tumbling. And I think the result is pretty darn nice. Let me give this a quick ultrasonic bath, and we'll take a close-up look at it, and I'll tell you the story behind this rock, what it is, why I have it, why I tumbled it by itself. Alright, there it is in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm not really sure if this stuff is necessary. It's very smooth, and I probably could have just wiped any remaining polish off of it, but I'm just going to follow my usual procedure and run it through the ultrasonic cleaner for a while. Then we'll take it out, dry it off, and have a look at it. So, what have we got here? We have a big piece of rainbow obsidian. Unfortunately, under my studio lighting here, the rainbow bands are not showing up all that well. Let me try playing with the lighting a little bit. Okay, I think that's a little better. You can actually see the banding in it. It's not very colorful as rainbow obsidian goes, but it does have the banding in it, which is very nice. So what's the story behind this rock? Well, I went out to the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show back in February of this year, and I saw a whole lot of polished rainbow obsidian out there. And I put it in my video. I'll put a link to the video in the upper right. You can check that out if you like. Well, my wife, who is just absolutely crazy for obsidian of all kinds, including rainbow obsidian, was very disappointed when I didn't bring any of those pieces home. Well, little did she know I had a cunning plan, because those were finished pieces selling at retail prices. They were very expensive. And I'm like, I can buy some rough rainbow obsidian and polish it up myself, just tumble it. And so that's what I did. I got myself a nice rough piece, fairly inexpensive off the internet, and I tumbled it. Now, obsidian is a very soft rock. It's basically glass, volcanic glass. And it's very soft, and it's very hard to get a good finish on. So I was going to just bite the bullet and spend, a month or two just using one tumbler for nothing but this rock so that I could get it as nice as I wanted it. It was already fairly smooth. It was a rough rock, but it was already fairly smooth. So I think I started out, if I remember correctly, in 220, which is the second grit I normally use. I normally start off with 60 grit. So I started off with 220 and a lot of media in the tumbler. And I used pre-tumbled media that did not have any sharp corners or edges, just ceramic media. But I'd already pre-tumbled it, so it had no sharp corners or edges to gouge or scratch the rock. And I worked it through all the different stages. I gave it an extra pre-polish stage in 1500 aluminum oxide before going to the cerium oxide polish. And that really, I think, helped bring out the shine in it. You might see some little things on the surface. Those are not dings or defects. They're like little snowflakes. So this is like snowflake obsidian, only they're really, really tiny snowflakes, little white dots all over it. Yeah, it actually took a really great polish. And I'll be perfectly honest, I learned how to polish obsidian from watching Theo Kelson, his videos, where he polished some obsidian. The trick is to use a lot of media and not very many rocks in the tumbler. In this case, just one. You don't want the rocks really banging into each other. So a lot of media and a really thick slurry to help cushion things. And it works. Look at the result. It's a nicely polished rainbow obsidian here. Under sunlight, you can actually see a little more detail and color in it. I don't know why it's not showing up so good under my studio lights. They're usually pretty good for looking at rocks, but the rainbow obsidian seems to be defeating it. Either that or it's the camera. Possibly the camera is just not showing it up. But it's a really pretty rock, and it was worth keeping one tumbler in use for a couple of months for the result I got. I'm really happy with this rock. If you guys are happy with this rock in this video, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe to see more. Thanks a lot for watching this one. Bye.